Hi, my name is Dana, and I wanted to talk about something I really don't talk about a lot. A lot of people don't really know about or understand it, and that's Turner syndrome. Now, what is Turner syndrome? For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a chromosome deficiency found in females where they're either missing an X chromosome entirely or they have a X chromosome that's deficient or kind of a weird, not exactly perfect X shape, kind of a strange one. That's the type of Turner syndrome I have. It's called mosaic. And mosaic is a more milder form of Turner syndrome. What Turner syndrome does is it causes problems with reproductive organs, short stature. In some cases, it causes deafness, which is not a problem in my case. But it can also cause heart problems, learning disabilities. It can cause web feet in some cases. And well, that's just about most of them. I was diagnosed when I was about 10 years old, but I think there were a lot of early signs that I had Turner syndrome from the time I was born. When I was 2 days old, I stopped breathing. I was pretty scared for my parents because I almost didn't live. Luckily, my grandma, who's a retired nurse, was able to help revive me, and I stayed on a heart monitor for about 5 months. And I don't really have most of the symptoms that other people with Turner syndrome may have, since my case is milder. I haven't had any very serious health problems like some do, although I've had to have some learning disabilities, which was very evident in my early preschool years. My mom could tell I had trouble with motor skills, like with cutting scissors or holding a pencil, and I guess my writing wasn't that great either. And my mom knew something wasn't right, but the teachers at school wouldn't test me, and doctors would tell me that I was fine, there was nothing wrong with me. So it was very frustrating for my parents. And throughout my school years, I always got good grades, but I struggled a lot because it took me such a longer time to understand some concepts, like with science and math were really hard for me. And so I had to work really hard to get good grades, and so I guess that kind of made me a nerd. So I wasn't very popular in school. And also, when I was younger, I had a lot of ear infections, which was also a big sign. And of course, some girls with Turner syndrome, it causes deafness, which I can still hear really good. I've never had a problem with that so far. But I did have frequent ear infections when I was a kid. I don't know if that's typical of young kids, but it was for me, at least. About a year after I was diagnosed is when I started getting treatment. I would fly about every 6 months to Philadelphia and go to the Jefferson Memorial Hospital for treatment. And so they gave me a growth hormone that I would inject every day, either in my arm or in my leg. And the growth hormone really helped me out a lot because, I was a lot shorter than most kids, and I was self-conscious since I was the oldest in my class. But the growth hormone really helped me out a lot, and I grew very fast. Although the downside to having the growth hormone was it made my hair just really thick and just nappy, and it was disgusting. I didn't think much of myself back in that day. But also it made my voice a lot lower, and that was a big problem for me because, I was uh, I was a pretty good singer back then, and just it changed my voice dramatically at that time. And so that made me really unhappy and depressed. And I ended up diagnosed with depression when I was about 13 or 14 because I felt like because I had Turner syndrome, I wasn't good enough, and I wasn't as good as the other kids my age, and I felt like no one accepted me or understood me, and I guess it still affects me to this day. You know, Even though the growth hormone helped me grow to 5 feet, and I was able to stop taking it when I was 15 or 16. It still affects me just subconsciously and socially. Um, I still have problems with depression, and I know I don't have a lot of self confidence. Um, I know after I started taking the growth hormone, I was able to develop much faster, um, but I still just felt self-conscious because I was still behind, most of the other girls my age. And so, I always have that feeling that, I'm not good enough for anybody, and so I'm not very social with people and interacting with other people. And I haven't really been in a relationship in a long time because um, it's hard for them to understand what I've been through, and a lot of them don't understand anything about Turner syndrome. And that's kind of why I want to get this message out, so more people can be aware and understand about Turner syndrome. Because it affects about 1 in 3,000 girls, and a lot of girls with Turner syndrome are miscarried, and very few reach birth, which luckily I was able to survive birth. Actually, I'm one of the very lucky ones, and I'm very fortunate always for that. And I know a lot of girls have different, more severe symptoms than I do, but I think it's important for people to be more aware of what Turner syndrome is and how it affects, you know, other girls, how it affects them. And I want more doctors to understand it too, because it seems a lot of doctors don't really understand Turner syndrome. So if you want to know more information, you can always go to turnersyndrome.org right here. You can see it. Here it is. But anyway, even though I'm grown up now, it's still a hard road for me. I'll always have certain learning problems, and I know I'll probably never feel completely normal, but I try to deal with it every day, and luckily each day gets better. But I hope just watching this, more people will be aware and understand it, and so that's why I wanted to talk to you about it today. So thank you.